We ain't gonna have
we
no more.
got breaking NBA news. Martin Weiss got the details.
That's right. A switch up in the southeastern portion of the NBA. The Atlanta Hawks trading the four-time NBA All-Star Trae Young to the Washington Wizards. The get-back C.J. McCollum and Corey Kispert. So this will send Trae Young, 27 years old. That was his preferred destination, was Washington.
Why?
Per Shams, team officials Michael Winger and Will Dawkins have searched to anchor their young talent in the next step of team development.
Okay.
So there you go.
So it's official, and I know you're going to do your but Trae Young has decided that he doesn't want to be in the NBA anymore. He wants to make a lot of money, score a lot of points, and not be held accountable. That's why.
You can do that
why
in
would you be
Atlanta.
going to Washington? Really?
Listen, now I know we're getting ready. Mark is joining us, and we'll talk about that because I have a whole bunch of opinions on that.
All right, what are we doing, Martin? You're going to finish your update, and then we'll get to Mark Funky.
I'll go
Cole.
through the scores if you're interested. The Hawks did win. Are about to win probably.
See, they don't need them.
21 point lead over the Pelicans.
I thought
right
that
now,
Trae
8
Young
minutes
got
left in the
traded
fourth
to the
quarter.
Washington Generals. Yes,
Washington Generals. No, did the Wizards play? No,
They
didn't.
did.
Oh,
They lost.
Sure
They got
did.
smacked
lost
by the
today,
76ers.
131 to 110. Wizards with 10 wins on the year, 4-14 on the road. But Trae Young is on the way. NFL news. I'll just do this quick. Trent Williams, Ricky Pearsall, D. Winters, Keon White didn't practice for the 49ers. Lane Johnson did practice for the Eagles. They obviously face off this weekend in the wild card round. And the Ravens have requested interviews with the Dolphins defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver and Seahawks offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak for their open head coaching position. Right now, the Thunder lead the Jazz 69-66, and with 8 minutes left in the third quarter. Suns 74 to the Grizzlies 57. Dylan Brooks with 18 points. How about 8 minutes left in the third quarter there? Knicks lead the Clippers 105-92. Zubac with a 20.9 rebound, knocking on the door of a double-double. Paolo Banchero has 23 points and 11 rebounds as the Magic lead the Nets 85-71. 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter there. And the Nuggets just beat the Celtics 114-110. Jamal Murray, 22 points, 8 rebounds, 17 assists.
Oh, dang.
You guys.
Okay. You know, he's more of a combo than a traditional point guard. Thank you, Martin. It's the Odd Couple. Rob and Kelvin on a Worship Wednesday. We'll definitely have some conversation right now about that Trae Young trade, which is what it kind of, you knew this was coming with Mark Funky Cole Medina joining us now, Essentially Sports, Fox Sports Radio, NBA Insider. We'll hit that with you, Mark, now. And then Rob and I will have a little bit more extended conversation on the other side of our chat with Mark here. What's going on, Mark? You heard the breaking news. What do you think?
Kelvin, Rob, what I think is that it's really funny that Trae Young would look at the Washington Wizards as this top desired destination. That's the first time I ever heard that in history, but it actually does make sense.
Makes sense in what way?
Well, it makes sense to me, too. I know why. I think I know why you're going to say that.
Here's why. Travis Schlenk, he runs the organization. He has history. He's the one who pulled the trigger getting Trae Young. So that's point number one. Point number two, the Washington Wizards have always used to be the punchline that they're just a team that exists so that the NBA can have an 82-game schedule. But even though they're at Bomb East right now, Travis Schlenk, Michael Winger, they all are pretty well-respected executives, and so they're hoarding draft picks right now, and so they're in tank mode. But they believe that Trae Young, once they get some good draft picks, can make the next step.
Oh, well, you looked at that differently than me. I thought it was Trae Young feel like he can go there and get busy, be the only guy, and, put up crazy numbers, 35 and 15.
That too. Yeah. He'll be Bradley Beal. He'll be Russell Westbrook there as well.
Yeah, I thought he just wants to go there and
Mark,
show out.
come on. He went to NBA Siberia.
He
Who
did.
picks to go to NBA Siberia? I don't even care. For me, technically, he's out of the league. He decided that he doesn't want to win. He doesn't want the pressure of playing and being criticized or held expectations or being accountable. I'll get my millions. Nobody will bother us. And they don't expect anything. Who would pick to go to the Washington Wizards? I'm dead serious. It is the most ludicrous thing. 4 years ago, this guy went to New York and was going to be the new balling against the Knicks, right? He was going to be the new Reggie Miller and all that. And now here's a guy saying, okay, pick me, the ugliest girl at the gym, at the dance. Pick me. Really? The Washington Wizards?
Well, Rob, here, connect the dots here. I don't think that he was the first person to suggest that he would be out with Atlanta. I think Atlanta chose that by not extending. So that was domino number one. Up until this point, the Hawks have always been beholden to him and saying, you know what, we're going to be committed to you because we know through ups and downs or not, you're a franchise game changer. But what's happened was he's been injured a lot more, and they have a lot other younger talent around him that have been all right. And they've gotten some good veterans that they decided, you know what, now is the time to pull the trigger. There's always been these last few years where they've weighed, do we make the choice how to trade Trae Young? And the only expectation that they had is they would have to bring in a haul back. And the marketplace always said, you know what, others like Trae Young, but not enough to get the roster. And so to your point, Rob, him choosing Washington, yes, I outlined the practical part, but it also is kind of his only choice that was available because I don't think there was going to be really a robust market with him with other teams.
Yeah, especially with these old money-wise, too. And it's just crazy how time can change things. If you'd have looked at this, 3 years ago, you'd have been, Trae Young, so everybody would want him. Not the case now. Mark Medina on with us. Let's switch gears. Rob and I will continue that conversation when we're done with you. Let's go to, we got a game tonight, the Lakers and the Spurs. Wemby, obviously, restricted. We don't know if he's going to play yet. You got LeBron, who doesn't want to necessarily go back-to-back. But what do you make of where the Lakers are right now, specifically starting there? J.J. Redick says he doesn't even know what's going on with the team at times. as we're, nearing halfway through the season.
Wait a minute, that's Mark's Coach of the Year last year, J.J. Redick. Don't you remember that, Mark?
Hey, you know what? The fact that they're up and down just sets them up for a second half comeback to possibly get that award, don't you think?
Yeah, okay.
No, and in reality, Rob, calling a spade, what they are a flawed team. They are a team that can win very close games against bad teams. They're also a team that can get blown out against good teams. And so what you saw against New Orleans, Luka, LeBron, the chemistry's great. Well, why? They played the Pelicans,
right,
who's one of the worst teams in the NBA. And so I know internally, for example, talking to Marcus Smart the other day, he thinks, okay, with just enough time, with more effort, communication, they can be a good defensive team. But the reality is Marcus Smart is their best defender, and he's been telling me, you know what, he has to try to do all these things to make life easier for Luka so that he's not worn out on the offensive end. And I think that you have to have more defenders than just that. Even if you have buy-in and better communication, their ceiling isn't going to be enough. So with that, what the Lakers are, they're a okay team, not a great team. And what does that mean? They can get to the playoffs, but they'll likely get them blown out in the first or second round, barring, any move before the trade deadline.
So this is Rob Pelinka's fault, not J.J. Redick. Are you on that ship?
No, I think, it's always percentage pie blame here. Where Rob Pelinka is, I don't. Yeah, he could have a better roster, but realistically, they didn't have the tools to really make anything beyond marginal upgrades. So, yeah, he could do a better job, but within the parameters, did as best as realistically possible. Where J.J. Redick gets blame, I think that he should have been starting Marcus Smart.
Well, that's what we're saying. Yeah, make some lineup changes when you got three statues out there.
Have a more defensive-oriented lineup. Now, he would counter, hey, look, if they're producing enough offense, they're going to get blown out in the gym anyway because they're not a great defensive team, but I think at least it would have mitigated that. But I think it's also the players themselves. I mean, LeBron, Luka, they're great offensively. They've shown some effort defensively, but it's not enough consistently. And everyone else outside of Marcus Smart and maybe Gabe Vincent, they just don't bring it defensively, no matter what tactics they try to impose here. And DeAndre Ayton, you've seen him kind of buy into being this guy that's willing to sacrifice and to redeem himself. And other times where he gets frustrated, he's not getting enough shots. So you put all these puzzle pieces together here, and what it means is the Lakers are, Jekyll and Hyde every single game because they're very flawed.
Let me go here with the Mark Medina on with the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. Let me ask you about the Spurs, the other side of this nationally televised game coming up in a little bit here. Wemby, do you think they're just going to have to accept, hey, he's going to play 60 games a year, but hopefully we can have him for 8 to 10 years and get a ring or two? Is that, or do they think, hey, maybe we can get him healthy? Because this is concerning where he's a few years in and things keep happening.
Yeah, I mean, I would be mindful of two things though. Three things. One, he was coming off the blood clot situation last summer, so I think going into Spurs, we're going to be conservative. The Spurs, they're the ones that basically pioneered load management, where Greg Popovich was sitting Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker even before they were like past their prime. So this is very much in line with that philosophy. And three, I don't want to say that Wemby's injury prone or he's too frail in the NBA, but because of his size, like they do try to be even more cautious than that. But I remember talking to a different team's front office, scout, before he was coming to the league, and they said after year 3, he's going to be fully adjusted to the NBA in terms of like physicality and durability. And look, he's in year 3, so I think he's still going through that. And to some degree, it's to be expected.
Good luck with that. I'm just he's missed a third of his games. You've seen all the big guys; they all have ankle, foot, leg problems. I mean, he's going to be different. He's going to be I just can't buy into that. If you're not healthy or young and strong when you're young, as you get older, I just can't see how that's going to turn around. I really can't. Ask the people in New Orleans who's still waiting for
LaMelo Ball,
for Zion Williamson to play a full season. Seriously.
Yeah. Here's the other thing, Rob. With Wemby, he had a calf injury earlier this year. Those injuries have often led to Achilles, and just the way he plays. As much as the past NBA was, more physical with like brute strength, he's going all over the court here. And so I actually talked to some doctors, not just about Wemby, but other players around the NBA with, injuries, and they all point at this common denominator because big guys especially are, pounding inside, but also being stretch fives and doing a bunch of things that leads to more and more injuries. And so I think the expectation is, Wemby, I don't want to say he's going to go down the Zion route, but I don't think he's going to win an Ironman award at any point in his career.
You go.
Which might hurt him that he may never win an award because you got to have those certain amount of numbers. No, seriously. You got to win those
participation rule,
you got to play those 65, 66 games. All right, Mark, thank you, man. Appreciate it as always.
I appreciate you guys. You're the best.
No doubt.